Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 1, Episode 22, where today I am a little nervous because I am supposed to be solving a compass puzzle in front of you, and honestly, I am not the best at these. This is a tricky genre for many people, but maybe you will find it right up your alley, and if you've done better than me, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your progress. But before we can get around to that, we need to understand what this puzzle genre is all about in the first place, so let's take a look at the rules. Compass is a region division puzzle. We will divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells, each containing exactly one compass. Orthogonally connected just means connected by a cell edge, connected vertically or horizontally, not diagonally. And a compass is one of these cells with an X in it and numbers in some of the four quadrants of the cell. A number in a compass indicates how many cells belong to its region that are further in the indicated direction than the compass itself. This is a confusing rule, but the examples will help us a bit. This 5-7 compass, for example, tells us that there are 7 cells south of the compass in this region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 5 to the west of it. So that is these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas this 3-2 compass at the top shows us that there are 3 cells west of the compass, 1, 2, 3, and 2 cells south of the compass, 1, 2. Note that the 2 don't have to be connected to each other directly. The second cell, you have to kind of go around and find another exit to count it. So that can be a little counterintuitive, but hopefully we'll pick up on it. Blank edges of a compass give us no information at all. So in this 1-0 case, it's telling us there's nothing to the east, which is true. There is 1 to the north, but it doesn't say there can't be anything to the south. So this blank with a cell below it is just fine. This 0 on the bottom edge is a completely redundant clue because there could be nothing south of this compass to begin with. So hopefully that is clear enough for us to get going. So those are all the rules of compass, and it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's compass puzzle was set by Shye. Okay, so the first things I'm going to do looking at this are drawing in some basically given borders. If we ever have 2 compasses butting up against each other, we must have a border in between them because they, by definition, belong to different regions. We also know that every cell is part of a region containing a compass because there's exactly 1 compass per region. The zeros will also give us a free border on that side because there's nothing further in that direction. Okay, what can we do for certain next? This clue right here is hemmed in on 3 sides, which is great. So it's going to extend south at least, well, it's going to extend south once, and then there's going to be 1 more cell to complete the 2 that we need, and it's going to go in one of the directions, but we have no information yet to know which one, so we have to leave that alone for now. This 3-1 is, well, let me give you an example of why this genre is so tricky for me here. So we can't for certain say from this 1 that this extends east. The reason we can't say that is that another valid way this region could go would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. If it were like this, which don't have any reason to believe it is, but let me just give this example. This compass, actually would not be valid, but for a different reason. the 3 and the 1 clue would be satisfied here because there are 3 cells to the west and there is 1 cell to the east, even though it didn't come directly from the compass clue. Now this is broken because of this 0 here, I see, because these 4 cells are all below the clue. But just as an illustration of why these can't be just naively filled in, we actually might be able to do something weird about going around, and disproving those kinds of things is the tricky bit here. So, what can we know for sure? Let's look at this 4-3. Is there any way this could not go west? If it didn't, I guess it could take these 4 cells. What I'm looking at is, could this get 3 cells north of here and somehow get all the way around? I don't think that's going to be possible, but it's hard to prove it. Let's see. What about this one that we tried to give as an example? Now, we saw that the example didn't work. Can we prove that there's no way for this 1 to be anything other than extending this direction? If we can't go around to the south because of the 0, we could go around north. But if we need to go around north, we need to make it above this clue in no more than 3 cells, which would be this one, this one, this one. We now can't be west of the clue anymore. We'd have to go east. And I think that's going to break other clues, because this is going to have to stay west of that and cut around here and go south. Regardless of whether it does this or this, we have broken this compass clue right there. So, in a convoluted way, I believe we have proved that this 1 is, in fact, directly connected right there. And therefore, the 3 does go west. So that was a lot of work for that. But that is the problem that we see ourselves in. I believe that should apply to this 3 as well, especially now, because supposing we did not go east for our 1, we would have to go west, and in only 3 cells we'd have to get around. We can't go south now because this one's in the way, and we can't go north at all because the compass says we don't go north. So in fact, this is the one here as well. So that's a little something. That's given us a bit of border. Okay, so this clue does not go west, so this cell belongs to something else. It probably belongs to this, but I don't know that we can prove that yet. What are the other possibilities? This 5 region, could this make it over? Oops. Could this get over to here? No, I don't think it can, because if it were to go directly there, we'd cut this compass off, and the 0 at the bottom of it is Y. So this 5 can't ever reach down here. This 8 certainly can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It just can't stretch far enough. The 4 and the 3 can't stretch far enough. So, okay, this is good. So these 8 cells on the left have to be taken up by this 5 and this 4. Which is good, because now the only way we're going to be able to do that is for this 5 to get over there as fast as it can. It's only got 5 to spare, and we need to use 4 of them. So it's going to run right over there and take up the top 4 cells, while this takes up the bottom 4 cells. And that is forced. Now, this 3 is Interesting. Did we break the puzzle already? I was pretty confident in that ruling. Oh, but now I see I was wrong already because we've broken this 3. We can't go. We can go east once, but we can't go east twice because of this 0. So this is actually broken. So why was I so sure that this had to go west? Is because I saw it's 5 and we need to spend 4 of them over here. That's still true. We still need these 4. But I was wrong to say that that was the only way this could happen. And this is why compass puzzles just break my brain. This 5 can also be these 4 and any of these 4 that would allow it to connect. This was the obvious one, but it could also be up at the top if this goes around, because we can go to the right and we can go up. We can go to the right for a while because there's a 6 here. So in fact, because of this 3, we actually can see that it needs to take 1, 2, 3 cells. That's the only way that can work. And we've actually finished up, well, mostly finished this up. It could go east, and that would be legal. Not required, but legal. But these 4 now have to come from this 506 compass here. This is going to be the 5th one. We've taken care of all 5 now. So we just need this to make it over to there, and it looks like that's not going to be hard to do at all. All right. Whew. Okay, so now, in order to get around, how tight can this cut it? Could it be these 4? Obviously not, because then this compass would just not have anywhere to grow. So it has to go over here. It just does, because this 2, 2, the minimum that could possibly be is 3 more cells, because they could have 1 in common. That's the bare minimum. And this bare minimum is also the maximum that we can push this 6 and still have it be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells, and this has 2 here and 2 here. So this configuration now is forced. Okay, so now, do we have any more insight on this compass right here? Well, we know it's going to go at least 1 more directly west, and then it's going to go one of those 2 directions and be done. That's good, although I don't think it's definitive yet exactly how it works. This compass, though, I see that I missed something that should have been obvious to me. That probably should have been the first step. This compass, since it goes south, it can't ever go east or west. It's got to be in this column. It's got to stay confined to that column because of the zeros on either side. So in fact, the 2 go directly south, and that does finish up this compass. That probably would have made earlier deductions a lot easier if I had correctly seen that. But oh well, we're moving on. We have, I believe, completely defined these 4. They can't grow any further in the east direction at all. So now let's look at this area over here. How are we going to fill this in? We've got 3 from here and 3 from here, leaving 6 west of that pair of compasses that we need to fill in. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more in this column, and that 12, 6 plus 2 plus 4, those 12 cells are going to be taken up by this 4 and this 8. So how's that going to happen? That means that one of these 2 compasses is going to have to stretch south all the way around here in order to take up some of this space. And in order to do that, which of these two compasses could it be? It can't be this one because it has a 0 on the south direction. So this must come from the compass right here. So we can draw a wall right here. Now, we're going to be able to figure out how that works, but first I want to finish up this compass because I think we can now. This can't go south. It's got to take up 2 cells to the east, and where can those cells come from? It's these two. These two have to be part of this compass right here. So this has got to go around like this. Now, could it cut across to get these two? No, it can't, because then this compass would not be able to stretch north 1 cell like it needs to. So this is going to go north and east, and this is going to go around. So this compass now has 4 to the west, 2 to the east, and that is done. And now this behemoth here has its 1 to the north that it needs. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the east. It's going to be this one as well to make it 6. And it needs 8 to the west. These two don't have to be taken up by this, but can. This one right here can't stretch that. This can't stretch down at all because of this 0. This one can stretch south, but it would have to do it on the west side, and we've taken up 2 cells. 1 more cell is all we could go, so we can't get into the bottom 2 rows. So the bottom 2 rows have to be taken up by this compass way up here. So these two are now part of that. We need 8 more. The obvious thing is going to be these bottom 2 rows. Can we prove that that's the case? Supposing that wasn't the case, this could, well, okay, this one is what's going to do it for us, because this compass right here cannot stretch south at all. That's what we need to focus on. So this, in order to get its 3, has to go west and north, and it can't go north because the other clue is hemming it in. So it's going to go west all the way here. And we've got its 3 to the west, 1 to the east, none south, and any number north. And this symmetric one here, 1 east, 3 west, none north, any number south, is done. And this big clue, 1 to the north, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the west, any number south, and 8 to the west, doesn't count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a completed compass right there. We'll check our work. And that is how you solve a compass. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out the description below for more free puzzles.